Hey everyone, Luke here with another video. In today's video, I want to tell you my number one way Hey everybody, so today we're going to be talking about my number one method and tips on how to actually get buyers to leave you positive feedback on eBay. So this has been a highly debated topic since the dawn of time. It's super frustrating when you ship something out that's as described and for some reason they don't leave you positive feedback. You could describe it as a good condition Samsung charger. It ships out. Everything's perfect about it. You hear absolutely nothing at all. It's so frustrating to put time and effort into your listings and then never hear anything back. And the thing is, eBay feedback is so much more important than it seems. It's a simple word, eBay feedback, but it means so much. eBay feedback can kind of actually make or break you and also gives you better selling limits. And then on top of that, it gives you discounts if you have positive feedback and positive seller ratings, which gives you the eBay Top Rated Plus discounts on your final value fees, which actually makes your eBay business more profitable. So these tips are good for beginners and people who have been on eBay for some time, just because it doesn't matter if you've got 25 feedback or you've got 2,500 feedback. It's awesome to get 9 out of 10 buyers to actually leave you positive feedback. And the reality of things is, most customers just simply forget. It's not that you didn't do a good job or anything. It's just they're excited to get their item. Once they get it, they forget about eBay. A lot of people who buy on eBay are very passive buyers. They might buy one thing and then they forget 3 months from now and then they never end up leaving you feedback, which can kind of hinder your account, and it's kind of irritating that you put so much effort into something and then you get no feedback. So these tips should help you. They literally have given me basically a 9 out of 10 success rate at getting buyers to leave positive feedback. So 9 out of 10 success rate at getting these buyers to actually engage in giving us feedback. And it's actually a lot more simple than it sounds, but I'm telling you, the last tip at the end of this list that I've kind of written here for you is really important. But the number one tip and kind of the topic that we're going to be talking about is basically actually treating your customers like they are real customers. You need to treat your eBay customers as if they are people walking into your brick and mortar eBay store and you are greeting them face to face. I think a lot of people out there neglect their eBay customers, and that's the number one reason why you don't make a memorable sale with them and they don't leave feedback. They simply forget. So these are some of the tips that I've kind of got written down here. This is one of my documents and kind of similar stuff that you'll find in my course. So just going to go over this quick with you guys and hope this helps all of you out there that are struggling with this. So basically, you can make yourself a standout seller by providing top-notch customer service, and basically, this is kind of a list on what that means. So number one, be polite. Like, you've got to actually treat your customers with the same courtesy you'd expect when shopping at your favorite store. Like I just said, even if the customers are rude to you, which is going to happen, don't respond the same way that they are acting towards you. Stay calm and professional, and remember the old sales slogan, the customer is always right, even when in your head or privately you know that, they're not right or they're doing wrong or they're just being super rude. Another big thing is be flexible. So try to accommodate like any reasonable requests from your customers. For instance, basically a customer is buying several items from you and wants to know if you can combine them into one shipment and reduce the shipping costs. Saying yes to this request doesn't cost you anything, and the buyer will appreciate it. In fact, a lot of the times when people want you to ship all items in one box or one order, that can actually save you money. One thing you shouldn't negotiate about, though, is receiving payment promptly and securely. Make sure all your transactions go through eBay's system so you aren't at a risk of, fraud or scams or anything like that. Another thing that is big is keep customers informed. Basically, do this as much as you can. Keep your customers in the loop about what's going on with their orders. Send an invoice as soon as possible after the auction ends or the buy it now, and let them know when you've received their payment and when the item is on its way. Now, if you're a veteran to eBay and you've got hundreds of listings out there, this is a little less important one. It's not really going to necessarily make or break you getting positive feedback. If you can provide a tracking number and link so they can keep an eye on their shipment's progress, that's another awesome thing. For whatever reason, sometimes people on eBay message and ask for the tracking even though it automatically shows in the listing. But if you get somebody that sends you a message, just send them a link with it. people out there sometimes are just plain old lazy, but if you go the extra mile and give that to them, they're going to remember that. So basically, if you don't hear from them, and everything is all good, sometimes you can send them a reminder also after they've asked for the tracking, just letting them know, hey, did you get your order and everything? Sometimes it's good to offer some customers extra help. You never know who is purchasing from you on eBay. It could be somebody who's, 25 and they're tech savvy, or it could be somebody who's 60 years old and they're buying a gift for their grandson or, their granddaughter or whatever. So you always want to be accommodating and kind of keep them informed. You never know who exactly is on the other end. Another thing is be responsive. So when a bidder or a buyer contacts you with questions, make it a point of actually replying as quickly as possible. I know this is a highly debated topic because a lot of people say, even if you get messages and you get a lot of them, well, don't even respond to them because if they're serious, they'll just buy your item. That's not always true. Sometimes people have anxiety or they get anxious and they just want to know. So it's really important to actually try and contact or reply quickly back to your potential buyers. Sometimes buyers will actually contact multiple sellers at once and order from them first, and basically whoever gets back to them first is the one that they buy from. So be prompt when responding to people. Another important thing is providing details. So when you respond to questions from customers, give them as much information as you can, even if it's more than what they asked for. So for instance or example, if a customer writes and asks you about the size of an item or the exact specs, give them the exact measurements or the exact specs, the exact type, model, gigabyte, whatever. If it involves tech or phones, do that. It's so important, and like I said, it also instills trust in them. If you instill trust in the buyer, they're going to feel very engaged to you and they're going to want to purchase the item and they're not going to buy from somebody else. Another thing is ask for feedback and actually act on it. So always ask your customers for feedback on their shopping experience and how satisfied they are with whatever you sold them. So if their feedback is negative or if they contact you with complaints, don't get mad. Look at it as an opportunity to improve. So never ever respond to a customer in a very snarky or rude way because number one, they could leave you negative feedback, and then two, you just don't want to be this way. See, there's two things to do things in life, and you can be really successful and be arrogant and ignorant and be mean to everyone, and everybody will respect you, but they're not going to like you. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the eBay messages. You can correct someone or kind of de-escalate a situation by trying to fix it and being calm and nice, and then the person might end up leaving you positive feedback even if they had a bad experience. But if you know you're right and you just kind of throw it in the customer's face and you don't listen to any of their complaints and basically just kind of brush it off as nothing, you may land yourself some negative feedback and also make somebody somewhere out in the world angry. So basically, when somebody is kind of rude to you, try and look at it as an opportunity to improve, like positive criticism almost. So the last thing that I have here kind of on my list to go over with you, and this is the thing that I think really puts the icing on the cake, is showing appreciation. So this is, like I said, last but certainly not least, and this basically seems to work 9 out of 10 times, leave a professional or handwritten note telling them that you appreciate their business. It could be something as simple as this. Write on the note or type the note out, and also put your eBay name on the note so they know who to leave feedback for. But write something like this: thanks for your business. We greatly appreciate customers as awesome as you are. We left you positive feedback and 5 stars and would appreciate positive feedback from you as well. Thanks for helping us grow. We hope you enjoy your item. P.S. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us again at any time. Thanks. So this is such a simple, short, positive, uplifting message, and it's a big reminder for the customer to actually leave you feedback. So little touches basically like this mean a ton. 9 out of 10 times this will result you in earning positive feedback. Feedback, like I said, is a huge thing on eBay, and it's basically kind of one of the things that makes or breaks you. So positive seller reviews and feedback can basically determine how fast your eBay career is going to go along as far as actually getting to that next level seller status. That pro-rated or top-rated seller is what it's called. It's technically called top-rated seller or top-rated plus seller benefits, and what it is you're going to start to receive exclusive discounts on certain fees on eBay. So building up feedback is one of the most important things you can do, especially as a new seller, and it's good to maintain that positive feedback buildup as a veteran seller also. So this is kind of, basically something that you want to base your eBay customer service off of, is kind of everything that I said in this video. And I promise you, if you do this, you will start to see a large increase in positive feedback left from the people who buy from you. Like I said, I know it's very irritating when you describe something perfectly, or so you think, and you ship it out and the customer just never says anything. Not only do they not leave positive feedback, but they don't message you with a complaint or anything. So you are kind of left there in the dark. And I think being left in the dark or not knowing is one of the worst things. But you're left there in the dark not knowing if you did a good job, or if it was mediocre, or if they just plain didn't like it, or they just plain didn't care, and that's why they didn't message or leave any feedback. But I'm telling you, if you do this last thing on the list, showing appreciation, and leave a handwritten note or a typed up note that kind of says that short, positive, quick message, which is also a nice reminder for them, you're going to 9 out of 10 times get positive feedback left for you by your buyers. And this is a really big thing. Like I said, it's going to basically scale you into a better eBay business. You're going to get discounted fees. You're going to become a top rated seller, which is super important also, and it's going to make your business overall more profitable. So I hope you guys got some value from this video. Hope it helps you out. If you have any comments, drop them down below. As always, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.